Hi, Scott Whitley here, hope you're doing well. We're just off to Keswick with Big Country. We're playing a festival up there, so I thought it might be nice if you joined us. First stop, let's pick the singer up. Here we go. Right, we're here. He should be somewhere. I'll have to find him. I don't know where he is. Where is he? Where can he be?
I'll go.
Hey, Simon, how you doing, man?
Very well.
Good. Time for a pit stop. Let's get a coffee. Not sure about this. Not sure about this sky.
Please turn next left.
Right, we're here. We've arrived. We can't get to the stage yet, so and the guys from Scotland haven't arrived yet, so we're going to see if we can get a coffee. Exciting stuff, but that's rock and roll for you. So see you in a minute. So we're here. We're actually here. We're backstage. Everything's happening, and it's just a stunning setting. Check this out. The other guys have arrived now. We've got the gear on, pretty much on stage, set up, ready to go. Check this out. Actually, I bumped into this lot. Who are these?
What? I like that.
He's following him, look, wherever he goes. Let's go on a wander. Let's see what's happening. You know, watching that band doing the Blondie stuff there, it really got me thinking about something that comes up a lot in conversation, particularly with like young players, students I've had and stuff, and it's this subject of playing covers, right? And I think you know, there's a certain camp that thinks playing covers is just, you know, just isn't cool. You know, it's just not a cool thing to do, and I completely disagree with it. In fact, I'd say it's one of the most fun things to do, and it's probably one of the best ways you can improve your playing, and you know, just generally get better as a musician than anything else, you know. Just before we carry on, check this out. So the first thing for me about the term covers is it doesn't make sense. I don't like the term covers. I don't even know what that particularly means. So for example, you know, if you go to watch an orchestra play a Mozart piece, you know, you don't sort of say, oh yeah, I want to see this orchestra, they were alright but they were just doing covers. You know, it's an accepted thing that composers compose music, and then musicians, you know, and orchestras, you know, articulate that and play it. And then you've got jazz, where what they might do is take, you know, take an already known tune or song, play it instrumentally a couple of times to kind of establish it, and then improvise over the chord changes that you know, that sit under the tune. And again, you know, nobody would say that those guys are playing covers. You know, they're playing tunes and they're improvising, and that's a big part of it for me. Is improvising. Improvising is composition on the spot. Now, I personally don't really write songs. I'm not a songwriter. I've been involved in songwriting. I've co-written stuff, but I would never, pretty much ever, sit down at home and attempt to write songs. It's something I've never been interested in, and consequently it's something I've never really done. My composition is, like I say, how many of these will there be? It's composition on the spot, improvising. So to me, it doesn't matter whether the song I'm playing was written by Paul McCartney, or whether it was written by Ed Sheeran, or the guitar player in the band I'm playing in, or whatever. It doesn't make any difference at all, because my job, this is just the way I see it, is to kind of input the song information, the format, the chords, the feel, and all the rest of it. And then, you know, I will kind of like, hopefully it gets processed by the Scott Whitley machine, whatever that is, you know, and come out the other end as my interpretation of that song on the bass. And that could be different on different nights, you know, improvising. I might play different lines slightly in different fills on different nights. So basically, to me, this covers thing, it's, unless you're doing a carbon copy of the way someone does a song, it's a nonsense thing anyway. Off stage with Big Country here at Keswick, and it was pretty rocking and an amazing backdrop, you know, just incredible for the gig. So yeah, this thing about covers I was talking about, you know, and yeah, a lot of people think it's kind of like a really uncool thing to do, and you know, one of the things that I often think about is the fact that there are a lot of, you know, really massive famous artists from you know, historically, you know, like Elvis Presley and a lot of the jazz singers. I may be wrong, but I think Sinatra and guys like that, you know, weren't really songwriters. You know, they were singers, they were performers, and they were great at doing that, but left the skill of writing songs to somebody who was great at doing that, you know. So what you ended up with is the best of both worlds. You'd end up with an amazing song, a well-crafted song, and then the perfect instrument, to sing that song, i.e. Elvis Presley or whoever. And I think it was really, from a band point of view anyway, I think it was really only, I may be wrong, but I get like post Beatles, it was the Beatles I think that really started to change that, where you would, write songs kind of as a band. It was like a band thing. And that's where this term, I think, originals started to come in. I guess covers wasn't even a thing up till then. And then, of course, throughout the 60s, bands would, write and record their own songs to a large degree. There was still a lot of doing other people's songs, but I think that's where it all stemmed from. And it's gone to such a ridiculous other end of the spectrum now, where it's like almost not cool. It's not cool if you are playing other people's songs. And the thing is, there are like a load of really, really gifted musicians out there who perhaps aren't, and I kind of lump myself in with this, maybe not the best writers in the world. So what are they? A complete write-off, a waste of time? So that's one thing to consider. When talking about covers. And another thing is that, particularly when you're kind of starting out, if you want to be a professional musician, for example, again at college I used to get students turning up and they were completely skint, they had no work, and they were looking for jobs, and they were applying for jobs at McDonald's and cleaning jobs and stuff like this. And I used to say, well, why don't you just put a little covers band together and go out and do pubs and clubs, Like, what you're going to do in doing that is you're going to really improve your skills as a musician, because you're going to have to learn to play all kinds of different styles of music, perhaps pieces that are quite demanding that you wouldn't naturally just come up with yourself, so there's all that side of it. And then on top of that, of course, you're learning how to play in front of an audience, how to deal with perhaps difficult audiences. Working men's clubs audiences can be really, really difficult to deal with. So there's all that side of it as well. You're honing your kind of performance skills, and on top of that, you're putting a few quid in your pocket. You could probably easily go out and play covers 2 or 3 nights a week and earn similar money to you're probably getting a whole flipping week working at McDonald's or cleaning or something like that. So there are so many pluses that I can think of doing covers, and I can't really think of any like negatives, So that's my take on it, and it's a bit of a controversial a bit of a controversial subject for a lot of people, me speaking this way. So I would be interested to know what your thoughts on this are. But that's kind of like my thought for the day. For me, I certainly wouldn't be the player I am today. Not that that's anything to go by, put you straight off. But if it wasn't for doing a lot of covers, learning other people's bass lines and songs, and then over time, kind of taking what other people have done and making that your own. That's the secret, to kind of take what other people have already done, learn it, and then make it your own. I'm going to bog off now, because that Vera Bez from Fappy Mondays is coming live on stage, and it's going to get a bit loud and silly around here. Hey, that's that Bez. Well, he's dancing around up there, pretty cool. And let's go and have a look. Let's go and see what he's up to, that Vera Bez. That's him. That's Bez. It is. Honest. It is. See you, Simon.
Scott,
See you.
care.
Yeah, bye.
See you next time.
So there we go. That's Simon dropped off. I'm on my way back to Burnley now. It's been a great day. We've had a great gig. The atmosphere was fantastic, and the weather held out, which is fabulous as well. Just had a couple of parting thoughts on this covers thing, you know. One is that it's kind of like a related thing and one in the same is that you know, covers can involve different styles of music, you know, and that I guess is another topic, and I'll get onto that. But the thing is, you know, you might end up, if you're playing covers, if you're playing a covers band, and like I say, I hate this term covers anyway, but there you go. I would just say if you're playing a band playing really good songs written by really good songwriters, you know. But anyway, let's just go with it, covers. So you're in a band doing covers. It's likely that there's going to be at least one or two tunes in the set that you really don't like. You know, it's I don't know. Let me give you an example. You know, one of the bands I played in a long time ago, we did. You know, the Mavericks Dance the Night Away. No, I'll tell you, here's a cracker for you. Hey up, everything's falling over in the back. Here's a cracker for you. Love Shack, right? So we played Love Shack. Now, I just had a lot of fun doing that tune. I thought it was really cool and fun and stuff. A couple of the guys in the band absolutely hated playing it, right? Now, to me, the thing is, if you don't like a tune and you don't like the genre that you're playing, quite often, it's if you still try and give it your all and still do the best you can with that genre, you'll bring something away from that, you know, because it's not a kind of music or a song that you would normally listen to. So it's a little bit like, I guess, you know, eating vegetables because you know they're full of vitamins, right? You know, you kind of listening to this other kind of music. You don't particularly like it. You don't particularly like playing it, but you know, you will get something from it. It will bring something to, you know, it will add something to your playing. It'll bring some goodness, if you like. So that's another thought. Just to finish, in no way am I saying in this vlog that you know, one should play covers instead of playing originals. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, you know, don't diss it. Don't completely poo-poo the idea of doing covers. You know, it's going to do nothing but good for you, in my opinion. Right, so that's me home now. I'm going to go in, pour a glass of red and chill out for a little bit. I'm really interested to know what your thoughts are on this this covers thing. Let me know in the comments below. Maybe you disagree completely, or you've got a different slant in it, or maybe you know you completely agree. But let me know. Be interested to know what you have to say. Again, if anybody has any topics they'd like me to talk about or broach in these vlogs, let me know. In the meantime, as I say, I'm going to go and chill now. Bedtime nearly for Mr. Whitley, and I will see you in the next vlog. Cheers.